Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Next week's Emmerdale spoilers, Monday 11th to Friday March 15th. Next week on Emmerdale, as Chaz prepares to undergo surgery for breast cancer, she and Paddy share an unexpected kiss. Elsewhere, Angel's sentence is finally revealed. It's the moment of truth for Chaz, Lucy Pargeter, next week, as she heads into surgery following her breast cancer diagnosis. Having learned that she is suffering from triple-negative breast cancer, the same that late mum Faith, Sally Dexter, had, Chaz has opted to have a double mastectomy alongside her treatment in order to reduce the risk of future reoccurrences. The only silver lining for Chaz's diagnosis is that it's forced son Aaron, Danny Miller, to come to terms with his self-inflicted estrangement from his mom after he blamed her for half-sister Liv's death in October 2022. One issue Chaz hadn't anticipated, however, was the surprise return of Carrie, Laura Norton, to the village. Carrie had been devastated to learn that late fiancé Al, Michael Wildman, had been cheating on her at the time of his death, and planning to move away with his secret lover, but she had no idea that that person was Chaz. Carrie had opened up to Chaz about Al, and she had been the one to help Carrie decide to leave the village and take the job on a cruise ship. So as the two came face to face for the first time since everything was revealed, Carrie didn't hold back. However, after learning the full extent of what Chaz is going through, Carrie agrees to be civil to her. Next week, as Chaz takes a call from the hospital, Carrie can't help but eavesdrop. Carrie follows Chaz back into the Woolpack and surprises her by offering some tentative support. Chaz is taken aback by the sudden turnaround and ends up opening up to her about the operation, as the two agree to put the past to rest. Meanwhile, Aaron is concerned that his mum hasn't grasped the full reality of her upcoming operation when he finds out that she's only taken herself off the Woolpack roster for a mere 2 weeks. Chaz has been mostly bottling up her concerns, but a chat with Paddy, Dominic Brunt, causes her to finally open up about her fears. Paddy is a huge support as he comforts Chaz, who is fearing the worst. But as the two settle back into what was once familiar territory, the former couple soon forget themselves and share a kiss. Paddy suddenly pulls back as he realizes the huge mistake he's making, but his awkward reaction leaves Chaz feeling quite hurt whilst at her most vulnerable. Paddy decides that honesty is the best policy when he returns to girlfriend Mandy, Lisa Riley, and confesses to her about the kiss. As you'd expect, Paddy is somewhat unnerved by Mandy's uncharacteristically subdued reaction to the revelation. Will she understand, given the unique circumstances at play, or is she just biding her time for a more appropriate moment? As Chaz is admitted into the hospital, she keeps up a facade in front of Aaron before she's taken into surgery. But once she's alone, the magnitude of the situation hits her. Although Aaron and Kane haven't seen eye to eye recently, to put it mildly, after Aaron put Kane in hospital, the two are united in their concern as they await news on Chaz's surgery. They're both grateful to have each other there, but of course won't admit to it. Will Chaz come through the operation okay? Elsewhere in the village, it's another day of reckoning for the Kings, as Nicola Wheeler, and Jimmy's, Nick Miles, 14-year-old daughter Angelica, Rebecca Bakes, sentencing arrives. Angel has been charged with causing death by dangerous driving, after she, Kathy, Gabrielle Dowling, and Heath, Sebastian Dowling, stole Wendy's car to attend a New Year's Eve party in Houghton. Although Kathy had been the one driving initially, Angel later took over and crashed the car, killing Heath. Heath and Kathy's dad, Bob, Tony Audenshaw, refused to believe Kathy's version of events for several weeks, blaming his daughter for Heath's death. He was subsequently racked with guilt when Angel eventually confessed following the funeral, and has so far refused to forgive Angel or her parents for the initial cover-up. Having been warned that she will almost certainly face a custodial sentence, Jimmy and Nicholas struggle to hold it together next week as Angel says an emotional goodbye to the family. When she later sees Bob, for whom she has written a letter expressing her regret, she's touched when he finds himself able to offer some words of consolation for her impending situation. At the court, Jimmy and Nicola are heartbroken when Angel is sentenced to 8 months in a secure children's home. As Angel is taken away, Nicola breaks down at the thought of her daughter's despair. Back in the village, Bob is emotional as sits down and reads Angel's heartfelt letter. Will he finally feel some closure? When Angel is later able to make a call to Jimmy and Nicola, her distress is palpable. Nicola feels particularly helpless as she does her best to comfort her daughter, but once she hangs up, she breaks down in Jimmy's arms. Her emotions completely drained, Nicola finds herself at the B&B where she attempts to make another apology to Bob for all the hurt over the past months. It seems Bob is finally thawing, as the two support each other during their time of grieving.